Hello, my fellow weirdos. Okay, we're gonna do something different tonight. I am gonna teach you two protest chants. One of them is very easy, very funny, pretty biting, and just a little bit saucy. Okay? This one was Rapist Felon 47's first term, and he pissed off the UK, and they were chanting against him in the evening protest. Okay, so they went, "Hey, Donald Trump, I want to know why you're such a cunt." But it's got a catchy little tune. Yeah. So, if I could do a bouncing ball like they used to do when I was like growing up, and I would see what my parents were watching, and on the cartoons we were actually getting the little bouncing ball as the lyrics right. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. So, they only had somebody doing like an in-between beat. You could do it with anybody. You could do it with your voices. So they went, it's as you see the evening, so pardon the singing. This isn't a, talent competition. This is just giving you ideas. This is the easiest one. And being as that it uses a word from across the pond, the American ears will definitely perk up and be like, "Ooh." It goes, "Hey, Donald Trump, boom, bah, I want to know why you're such a cunt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Donald Trump, boom, bah, I want to know why you're such a cunt." You get the point. If you got somebody that has a drum, for like a marching band kind of thing, and just wants to keep a little beat, perfect. Somebody that has a pair of cymbals that they can use and do instead of the, "Hey, Donald Trump," you can do a lot of different things with that. And it gets the attention. Come on. Now, the second one. Okay. Now, the second one I've sang on, they were probably shorts, and two different versions of it. They're very close, but the second, there's like a chorus, and then a couple stanza, 4 lines that are kind of like the stanza, and then the chorus again. But the words at the last part are changed, you'll see. So I'm just going to say it, just read the words out. And I'm going to read them slow enough that you can write them out. I don't mean like this. I'd be like waiting for you to write. Write them down. It'll be a little bit of a tongue twister the first 2 or 3 times you try it, but your tongue will get used to, doing those acrobatics, sorry. But first say it. So let's do it first that way. Now we're going to go on the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay. You know the song. You know the tune, right? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? Okay. I'm going to say the words that I did in my shorts that I sang on the videos. Supercalifragile, racist, narcissistic POTUS. It's those last few words that I change at the end because we have to get them in. We believe your fascist dream is something quite atrocious. We'll resist the oligarchs and always fight for justice. If it's not enough time to write, just pause it for a second. I'm trying to avoid you having to do that because it's a pain in the ass. Then it's super callous, fragile, rapist, bigot, Nazi, POTUS. Super callous, fragile, rapist, bigot, Nazi, POTUS. And then we're going to try to sing this sucker. I'm tired and I had a dab or two. So who knows? Yeah, I was hurting. We'll go get the garbage out. It's getting dark now, so not a lot of people on the playground because school's tomorrow. So I can get that done without dragging out my garbage while the kids are out there playing, the people are out there socializing. So, do you have it all written down? Okay. Super callous, fragile. Okay, that's the sound to it. You could remember it? Okay. Ready? Super callous, fragile, racist, narcissistic POTUS. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead and stop it if you need to. Practice that a few times. That's basically the way I heard it sung. I saw it on a poster, on a sign, and it was on a Rachel Maddow on MSNBC, on because I won't watch Mika and Joe, but I will watch her. Watch some of the people they fired, but she actually is saying it on the news. And she, on the second chorus part, she used the same one. But I just wanted to get that extra, rapist, bigot, and Nazi in there. So, instead of racist, I put rapist. Bigot, Nazi is narcissistic. So, Okay, ready to sing it? Super callous, fragile, racist, narcissistic POTUS. We believe your fascist dream is something quite atrocious. We'll resist the oligarchs and always fight for justice. Super callous, fragile, rapist, bigot, Nazi, POTUS. So, I just did it slow so you can kind of learn it. That's a long one, but it only took me a few times. And if they've got the sign to look around to, like if I'm starting it or something, give me a megaphone, I got the sign up, or somebody has the sign, and somebody starts singing it, gets the rhythm for them. And they can just read the words. They can read the words, just have the person in front where they're facing, just the only one turned around, just to kind of lead them. Just hold up the sign and people can, you're going to make that sign thick, dark, obviously bright, where you can see the words from a bit away so the people can sing it with them. Most people know the supercalifragilistic. And like I said, once you sing it a few times watching the words, your mouth will get used to saying it that way. And the in-between part is pretty close. I mean, it's, it's got nothing added as far as syllables that you have to like sneak it or anything. So whoever did that was actually really pretty clever about it. But I just figured it's a little chant tutorial, a very, very quick, very, very easy one, the first one. And that just, I don't know why, it makes me giggle. That's why when you probably have seen the sign that says, I've seen two women now holding two different women holding that sign that says, I'd call Donald Trump a cunt, but he lacks the warmth and depth. And both times I'm like, dude, of course it's an older woman, and it's either a feisty older woman like me, or perhaps one that's English, that came from there or something. Because I hated it when I was a younger woman. But ever since I've found out ages ago that they use cunt and twat kids will use that in the UK. It's just like shithead, jackass, it's the same thing as saying that. So it's pretty hilarious. I don't know why, but it just makes me laugh every time I hear that one. Hey, Donald Trump, I want to know why you're such a cunt. Because really, we all want to know why you are such a cunt. So there's your tutorials for very easy protest chant for somebody in particular. And also for somebody in particular, but a longer one, but very clever. And if a bunch of people are singing it, everybody else will, learn it. And dude, it calls him so much. It's like, I love it. That with the, spunky little cheery tune, calling him is like, you're just a son of a bitch. Ha. I don't know, it just makes me laugh. Either I am incredibly weird, but that's besides the point. Either my humor can be, never mind. Anybody else find that little ditty hilarious? And the sign, those two women that made those protest signs, they've heard that chant before from the UK. You know it. And that just made me laugh even more. I took a screenshot of one. I should have taken a screenshot of the other one and just put it on a graphic with both of them just being like, I did write comments to them being like, my tribe. You're one of my tribes. Anyway, have a great Sunday evening. Yeah, I'm really not high. I'm just very bemused, very, very bemused by every time I hear that little chant. Because he probably really hates it. The way he's so sexist, he probably uses cunt as a slur. I'm sure he does. And to be called a cunt is... if he wouldn't be such a man-gina. I gotta go. Peace out.